If you're talking about professional grade 2.8 ultra wide angle lenses, surely this was or is one of the most important lenses in Canon's lineup. So let's check it out. The Canon EF 16-35 f2.8 L2 USM is probably one of the finest ultra wide pro level lenses out there for any DSLR brand. And at £1,400 or £750 thereabouts second hand, you would hope it was still worthy, even though Canon have released a version 3, apparently with much improved image quality. Anyway, what are you getting for your money? Why is it apparently so good? The lens measures 3.5 inches by 4.4 inches or 88.5 mil, 111.6 mil, and weighs 1.4 pounds or 640 grams if you're into that kind of stat. The large 82 mil filter size was a first for Canon EF lenses, and that might be something to consider. Your filter costs could go up, but I think you'll find the image quality more than makes up for it. The lens itself is weather sealed against dust and moisture, but only when you use a filter. Maybe you want to consider a UV on that, just something nice and simple. Now, I've found it very well balanced on the Mark III. Of course, if you're new to DSLR gear, it might seem quite large. And if you're not quite used to handling big gear yet, well, you'll have a bit of learning to do because it's not going to be that forgiving. But once you know how, it's simple and you'll be away. That's absolutely no problem at all. Naturally, you've got a constant f2.8 aperture, and the ring USM keeps the focus fast, silent and accurate. There's no point me even putting it up against, you know, for you to hear, because it's just silent, okay? If you want to shoot manual, you can. This has full time manual enabled, as you'd expect. So what about the image quality then? Wide open, it's as sharp as you need it to be. There's no major vignetting at 16, a little bit maybe, and there's 0 after that. No extreme distortion, just a little barrel when you're at 16, but nothing to worry about. And the chromatic aberration is well controlled. As you probably guessed, I only tried this on a full frame sensor and it performed superbly. I'd be very confident to throw it on this 80D and for it to work well. Of course, you've got to factor in the crop sensor 1.6 times. That could be something fun. The lens, thankfully, has a minimum focus distance of 28 centimeters. And I found that the bokeh was decent. The lens, even at 16mm with something nice and close, it was capable of producing sweet wide open shots with smooth out of focus areas. Of course, the contrast and the colors are as you expect from a pro level Canon lens, especially on this full frame gear. And even straight out of camera JPEGs such as I've put in this video, keep it all nice and in check. But of course, and I say it again, I'd shoot RAW full time with the Canon 5Ds. A whole different topic. I think RAW's obviously where it's at. if I was going to play with this, and if I was shooting professionally, definitely, no argument there. JPEG does have its place in the pro world. Sorry, mate. This is a great lens for wedding and landscape shooters who love the Canon system and are used to the larger setups. Environmental portraits are fun and professional, and this works well on those corporate business shoots where you need to get, for example, the team and the location all in one shot and you're limited for space. It makes it dynamic and gives it a little bit of power. The lens is fast and silent, the image quality is faithful, perhaps inspiring. Well, as a fan of ultra-wide lenses, this was right up my street on the Mark III, and I may even prefer it over the 24-70 on the Mark IV. That's debatable, but that's another story. As it is, I'm a massive fan of ultra-wide, so that's why I said that. Okay, I don't need to explain, do I? Maybe. Thanks for listening to me waffle and have a bit of fun with this 16-35 Mark II. Let us know what you think about this lens. Let us know if you think it's worth spending the extra and getting the 3, or if you own the 1 or the 2 and you think there's not much in it. Well, let's hear. To all intents and purposes, they seem to be good incremental upgrades, well worth it for a pro. But what do you think? Let us know. Leave a comment below. Thanks. Subscribe, follow, show love, be nice, blah blah blah. I think my muscle's getting bigger now that I'm using this Canon gear again. Yeah, maybe not. Ta-ra.